Okay, I'll do that.
Awesome. Okay, I am going to turn off my video. I'm here, but I'm not here because I'm going to go watch the other platforms to see everything fall
Do you
out.
see it now?
No, it won't go yet.
Okay, I was just curious. Yeah.
No, it won't go until the top of the hour. So I've set all of the quote unquote events up in the live stream that way.
This is so cool.
It is cool. Is Jose
Okay,
set
we
in
have
a
15
second?
seconds. We have 15 seconds, Gordon. I'm going to mute my mic and you'll hear the music in 10 seconds. Have a great show.
Thank you so much. Is Jose in number 2?
Sorry, yeah.
I love you guys.
When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes is the answer. Now, here is the host of The Long Bearded Guy, the Chief Catalyst, Strategist Guide at Jewel International, Gordon D. Melville.
Good afternoon, my friends. Thank you for being here. Great to see you. Very excited you're here. If you happen to be in the Great White North, happy Canada Day weekend. You're with the Long Bearded Guy, Gordon D. Melville on Inspired Choices Network. And Canada Day weekend is a celebration of our coming to be a country in 1867. We took us that long. We're really excited about 1812 because we kicked the US's butt. We're the only country on the planet that kicked their butt and didn't get retaliation. We're very proud of that. But in 1867, we became a country. So we celebrate that this weekend. If you're up here, and even if you're in the US or anywhere else that you're listening to me, you can celebrate with us because I know July 4th is coming. So it's also Red Fridays. Remember, everyone deployed. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Deeply appreciate you being here. I know there's a bunch of people watching and listening from all over the place. We're very excited that we have, wherever you're listening to us from, you're listening on Google TV or Apple TV or Facebook or YouTube or Roku or wherever you're watching or listening from. Please hop in somehow and say hi. Let me know where you're listening from. If you're on the live, let me know you're on the live. If you're listening in replay, let me know in replay. And you can reach out to me at thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. You can get a hold of me. I'm on a mission to change the lives in a positive way of 10 million men plus. We'll start counting at 10 million men by raising their emotional quotient, by raising their EQ, because I think everything will go up. Everything gets better. Relationships get better. They become a better employee, a better husband, better father, better all the way around. And so I'm a high performance and even more than that, championship men mindset, because I think championship is even above high performance. You could be a really high performer, right? The boiling point, 212. Yeah, are you at 212? We used to ask each other. And what did that mean? Well, the water boils at 212. They used to use back in what we call the old days. And for some of us, we look like we were in those days, but I'm younger than that. I assure you. But they used to use steam to power locomotives and factories and all this, but you had to be at 212. If you at 198 degrees, you're really hot, but you're not at the level you need to be at optimal level. So are you running at 212? And so championship is 212. 198 is high performance. So I'm a championship mindset and energy mentor. And from that point of view, I'm obviously we do broadcasting, but I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, I'm a one-to-one group, public speaking, paid speaking, keynote speaking, international speaker. I'm a multi-award winning international best-selling author multiple times. There's lots of different ways to get the message out. And so I am excited to be able to be on Inspired Choices Network. If you get on inspiredchoicesnetwork.tv is live streaming, and you can get in and say hi. And we want to welcome you so much. If I've got my special mug, and apparently there's maybe a new one coming from somebody close by that I'm looking forward to using. And if you don't have your journal handy, you got 30 seconds before I jump in here to actual content. If you don't show up with your journal and something to write with, You need to get something to write with because you're going to want to remember some of this stuff and it's just not going to be happening. Hey, Jose, thank you for being here, brother. There we go. There's Crystal. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for showing up. And I know, like I said, I know there's people listening in their car. There's people listening at work. Welcome to all of you. Welcome to you all. So the title of today's episode is The Only Way Out is Through. So keep going. The only way out is through. So keep going. So we're going to talk about that today. Essentially, it comes down to this. Do not pray for an easier life. Pray to be stronger. We a lot of times we Google. If you're like me, we're trying to find something. Google is a wonderful, wonderful tool to be able to find things in our life or to be able to find out about stuff, right? You get on YouTube or get on Google and we search. Keeping in mind, Google is not a research engine. Google is a search engine. And what's the difference in those two things? A research engine is validated for authenticity. A search engine, Google is a search engine. Any idiot, no matter what they want to put on, no matter how they want to say it, whether it's right or wrong or accurate or inaccurate, doesn't matter. It shows up on the net, right? I saw a meme the other day from, hey, Brian, great to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. From Lincoln, it was a quote from Lincoln that said 80% of what you see on the internet is inaccurate. But it was a quote by Lincoln. Well, Lincoln wasn't around for anyway. The idea is that, hey, you know what? A lot of times it's not real. So be careful. But we look a lot of times what we're looking for is a hack. What we're looking for is a life hack, is some way to make things easier. For some, we're in such a instant society, right? Microwave. I want it right now. I order my book today from Amazon. I want it today or tomorrow. And if I have to wait longer than that, oh man, that's just unreasonable that I have to wait 2 days or 3 days to get my stuff. It's an instant space. There are no life hacks for the pieces of our life that mean something. For the pieces of our life, the lessons we need to learn in our life, there is no hack. There is no way to short circuit or to get around going through the process. And as a coach and as a mentor, I find a lot of times what people want, what people seem to be wanting in an instant society, they want the results, but they don't want to do the work in the process it takes to get there. I'm going to say that again. A lot of times we want the result without doing the process it takes to get there. Jim Rohn used to say, you know, if you won $1 million in the lottery, the best thing you can do is go out and learn how to be a millionaire. And people are like, oh, you're already a millionaire. You have $1 million. Yeah, you have the dough, right? You got the cheddar, right? You've got the money in the bank, but your mindset is not millionaire. Your mindset is not there. So learning how to do that and how to be that, if that's where you're at, the point is it takes process to get there. There is a process. There is no, and a lot of times it's what we become by the process that gives us the result. We have to be willing, and I say that a lot, I have to be willing to sacrifice who I am today or who I think I am today to become who I'm supposed to be tomorrow. And a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people want to hold on to that. A lot of people do a thing where they go, no, they hold on to yesterday. And they're holding on so tight to their trophies from yesterday, they don't look forward. They can't see stuff going forward. Why? Because they're holding on and they're looking back. I heard somebody talking recently about Lot's wife. If you're know any kind of Bible stories at all, you might remember Lot's wife. And you know, Papa said to Lot and his wife, do not turn around. What I'm doing to Sodom and Gomorrah, I'm eliminating them. I'm wiping them off the face of the earth. Do not look back at what I'm doing. And Lot kept moving forward. His wife turned around and looked back. And the word they use in the original language is a word that means when the looking back, it's with longing. It's with wanting to be in that space still. So she was looking back longing for that space. And instantly she turned into a pillar of salt. We get frozen looking in reverse and longing for previous times, longing to go back. And it stops us from looking forward, and it makes us, it robs us. And you've heard me say that before, but being present in the moment, that's come up in my life a bunch this week in multiple conversations, giving ourselves the gift of being present right here, right now. We've all had other things going on in our life this morning, right? We've all had other things happening. We all have stuff happening in the rest of the day. But can you give yourself the gift of being present right now? Can you, when you do your self-care and you're meditating, people go, Lord, I can't meditate because my brain just is all over the place. I can't be alone with myself. I haven't learned to be alone by myself with my own thoughts and be able to control that. If you want to understand mind and emotion mastery, reach out to me. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. I can do one-on-one coaching with that mentorship. I can do group coaching. I've got a cohort coming, and I'll talk about that later. But if you struggle, we need mastery control of the only thing we can control is what we think and what we do. If you think you can control anything outside that, number one, you're delusional. And number two, if you have pets or children, you understand very quickly, control is an illusion. It's an illusion. We can influence for sure, but we can't control anything outside of what we think and what we do. And a lot of us even abdicate that. I can't control, it's too hard. And we want to talk about that today, because the only way we're going to get out is to go through. I wear, if you see me live, you'll see me with a carabiner on my belt. And people ask me all the time, what is that? It's a carabiner. It's a climbing piece of apparatus. And what it reminds me is that I'm a tactical person, right? So I need tactile. I need to be able to touch it. And it bumps on my belt or bumps against me, or I reach down and grab it. And it reminds me, hey, life is an adventure. You're not going to get out of alive. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. There's more to life than working. Work hard. Absolutely work hard. But play hard. Show up for yourself. That's a choice we need to make. It's a choice, but we can choose whether we have mastery of our mind and our emotions. We can choose that. And then we need to put some effort into that. There are no hacks for anything that's worth anything. All the things we talk about where, can you become a doctor in 2 days? No. Why? Because it takes process. It takes some time to learn. And sometimes, depending on the specialization, a lot of time to learn. But it's going through that process that gives us the gems. And we're going to talk about that in the next segment. So I want to hold on to that. I need to take a quick break. I want to give a quick shout out to Jose Escobar, founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. Check out the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf to learn more about the morning and evening routine mastery program that is absolutely changing people's lives. This program will help you install systems on the bookends of your day to maximize your morning and evening routine. Set up your free strategy session today with Jose Escobar, and you can reach him at theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. Again, theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. Reach out to Jose Escobar. If you're not doing something a routine, a habit at the end and the beginning of your day, you're not maximizing your day. You're not getting the most out of what you could be doing. You need to have bookends. You need to have routine morning and evening. So reach out to Jose. He can, or reach out to me and I can connect you to him. As we go to break here, do not forget to pause and breathe. What will that do? That will ground us. That will help us be present right here, right now. Pause and breathe through this break, and we will see you in momentarily. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville, The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Long Bearded Guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. All right. So we're talking about there's only one way through. There's only one way out. Pardon me. It's through. So keep going. Keep going, keep pressing. So we want to talk real quick. No guts, no glory. No pain, no gain, right? We need to be immune to that pain. And it doesn't mean we don't feel it. It means we feel it and we move forward anyway. Courage, fear. It's not that we don't have it. It's that we move forward. We have it. We move forward anyway. Become immune to the pain. Become into a space where we're willing to put it out there. Become comfortable being uncomfortable, because intentional growth is messy. Why does less than 3% of the population does any kind of personal development? Less than 3%. Why? Because it's hard. It takes courage. It's messy. It's dangerous. It can be frustrating because we're growing. It's hard to look. We have a lot of introspection. Why? Because we need to be able to look and see. I need awareness about where I am now so that I can move forward, or that I can change it or fix it or modify it. I need to be aware. I can't be aware if I'm not looking. We need to be immune to the pain that's coming from being able to do that. If you think in terms of, I talk a lot about acorn, right? You've heard me all talk about acorn. For that acorn to grow properly, number one, it's got to be buried, right? We got to put it in the ground. We have to put dirt around it. If I leave that acorn on my driveway, and you've heard me say this before, if you follow me at all, but if we put that acorn on the driveway, it'll pop open because it's going to get a little bit of sun and a little bit of rain, and it might pop open a little bit and sprout even maybe a little bit, but it's not going to reach its potential because of its circumstance. I need to be able to put that acorn needs me to put it in the ground, in the dirt, in the soil. Why? Because the nutrients it needs to grow are in that. And if I put it in the right place, it'll reach its potential, its full potential, grow 80, 100 feet in the ground, in the air, right? With the right circumstance, with the right nutrients. And so when we talk about that in our life, the challenges we face are the dirt, the process, right? We don't plant that acorn, and aside from Jack and his beanstalk and his magic beans, which is a fairy tale, not real. But if we put we put it in the ground, will it grow to 100 feet in a day or 2 days? Well, no, it takes 100 years. It takes time. Why? Because there's a process. There's growth, and nutrients need to grow into it, and it's going to withstand the storm. It's going to get real deep roots and all those good things. The same thing in our life. The struggles that we all face every day, that a lot of us push back on. Oh, I don't want. No. Embrace those. Why? Because they hold the dirt. Pardon me. They hold that dirt. That's the dirt. Those struggles are the dirt that we need, because those struggles hold the nutrients we need to grow. You want to intentionally grow? It's going to be messy. It's going to be hurt. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be really, really hard. It's going to be violent. When that acorn pops open, when a seed splits open to grow, that's a violent rip open. It's going to be hard. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Life is absolutely only 10% what happens to us, because good and bad things happen to everybody. It's about the 90% how we respond to what happens to us that makes the difference. That's the process. That's the piece that we need. Being able to go through those things is it's going to happen for all of us. The challenges are going to happen for all of us. We need to be able to embrace, be immune to the pain. It's going to hurt. We walk in with your eyes open. It's going to be hard. It's going to be, but it's so worth it. I have to be able to, we want to be able to look out, being able to help men raise their emotional quotient. Why? Because when they do that, their lives get better. Things become better. If you want if you take the easy route, you're going to have a very hard life. But if you take a hard route and you work at it, your life gets easier. If you make the hard choices, have the discipline. I heard Jocko Jelnick wrote Extreme Ownership. If you haven't read Extreme Ownership, you can get it on Amazon. They can have it to you tomorrow in our instant society. But Jocko, I heard him recently say, we talk a lot about choice. I got to choose to get up in the morning. I got to choose to get out of bed. And he's like, wait a second. You all know I'm a big choice guy. But Jocko said, you know what? Did you make the choice to work for that company? Did you make the choice to be an entrepreneur? Did you make the choice that requires you to get out of bed and get your day going? Well, yeah. Well, then you already made the choice. It's not about the choice. Now you have to live up to the commitment that you made. Get your butt out of bed. Let's go. And some of this, and I want to come back to this because I've talked about it a bunch and you've heard me say it a lot, and I'm going to continue to say it over and over and over and over and over. If you're looking for someone to polish your trophies, I am not your guy. There's a bunch of wonderful hosts, and I'm not saying they are, I'm saying there's a bunch of wonderful hosts on this network. There's a bunch of wonderful, wonderful people doing, there's thousands of podcasts. I am not your guy. I am here to rattle the cage you probably built for yourself. We build those cages ourselves. And we get stuck in it, holding the key with the doors already open. The door's open. It's not confining us at all, but we choose to sit in there and restrict ourselves. I'm here to rattle your chain and challenge you. If you want to move forward and you want to intentionally grow, I'm your guy. I'm your guy. Why? Because I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge the things that you think you believe. That's the only way we grow. I will read stuff now that I know I don't agree with. Just by looking at the back of the book, I know I don't agree, but I read it. Why? Because it's going to push me to reinforce why I believe what I believe. Why do I think the way I think it? My ego is low enough that I go, you know what? I'm not going to allow my ego to stop me from growing. My ego is not going to prevent me from moving forward in my life and getting better today than I was yesterday. It's not monumental change every day. It's, am I better today than I was yesterday? Am I a better human being today than I was yesterday? And I'm competing against nobody except me. Matter of fact, sometimes reading those things that I know I don't agree with will allow me to be more well-rounded. And it may not overhaul my thought process, but maybe there's something comes up that I read that I go, you know what? I never thought of that way. And you know what? I've read this book before, but I didn't see that the last time. Why didn't I not see that? Well, I didn't see it because I wasn't in the right place. That continued growth, that continued intentional growth puts you in a different space every day. And it allows you to see things that you didn't see before. We say that with our kids, right? When when babies are born and as they grow up, you give them different types of food and their palate matures and starts to grow and understand flavors. And they may not like it as a baby, but you encourage them, keep trying. Because at some point, maybe they grow and maybe they develop a taste bud for that particular thing, and then they like it. And opposite happens too. I know when I was little, we used to love liver and onions. Mom used to make wonderful liver and onions, and we used to eat lots and lots and lots of it. And now I don't like it anymore. I haven't liked it for a long time. But my palate changed. You keep trying, keep putting yourself out there, keep being and learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Put up with the pain. If you watch Rambo, and some people have seen, some people have not, but there's a scene in it where he's really hurt, and his commanding officer from the military says to him, are you paining? Are you hurt? And he's like, well, didn't you teach us to ignore the pain? And he said, well, yeah. He said, is it working? And Rambo says, no. But it's becoming immune to the pain. It's understanding there's going to be some pain. There's going to be some discomfort. It's going to be hard. It's absolutely worth it. Get out of your cage. Allow somebody. And if you don't have a coach, and people a lot of times tell me, Gord, why do I need a coach? Everybody needs a coach. We all need a coach. All the people you look up to in sports, and they all have coaches, multiple coaches. Lots of them have coaches for lots of different areas of their life. And we go, wow, they're amazing. Yeah. They're doing something we can all do. If you don't have, and if you're a coach and you don't have a coach, I worry about that a little bit. I'm not sure I trust a coach that doesn't have a coach. We all have blind spots. None of us have the market cornered on all the answers or all of the different ways. I still plug myself into my coaches. I'm still learning. As soon as we say, I know, we prevent ourselves from growing. I know that shuts off my ability to grow in that area, because what I've just done is say, hey, I know everything about everything. I know. And I want to make the distinction, because some people say, and my kids do it all the time. I'll ask them for something or make sure you remember. And they're like, Dad, I know. I'm like, great. I know, you know, I need you to do. I need you to take action on what you know. But part of taking action on what I know is keeping my brain open to other possibilities and to the advent of learning and growing, intentionally growing, intentionally putting myself out there. The only way to get out is to go through. So keep going. The only way we're not going to get out of this adventure alive. That's just the long and short of it. We're not going to get out alive. We have to go through. So embrace that process. Embrace the challenges, and don't add to them. I'm not saying add to them, because life is hard enough without adding to the problems. So we're not adding challenges to it. But you know what? If you don't have challenges, regular challenges, new stuff constantly, new ones, not the same ones, but new challenges over and over and over, you're probably not pushing the envelope hard enough. Because if you're growing, you're experiencing new stuff, and now you've got some new challenges. New situations show up. Now you've got some new challenges, and we grow. And we step into that empowerment, and we grow. And we're open to that, and we go, hey, you know what? I don't know everything about everything. I need to grow. And we're open to that process. Embrace the process. I hope that makes sense. And you know what? If that makes sense to you, reach out to me. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. If you happen to be in the chat today, or you're listening to me online someplace, please let me know. Does that make sense? Put it in the chat. Yes, Gord, that makes sense. I have to be willing to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I have to be willing to be immune to the pain. And that's a choice. It's a choice we're making, conscious choice, and saying, no. I know it's hard. I'm going to do it anyway. I know it's difficult, but you know what? I am going to do it anyway. Once we get to that point where it becomes a must, right? Tony Robbins, it's a must. It's not a thing I would like to do anymore. I have to get it done. It's the weirdest thing about humans. When it's something, no matter whether it's good or bad for us, really doesn't matter. People go, I got to smoke. I have to have the nicotine. And they'll make the time in their day to make that happen. Even though they know it's hurting them, probably killing them, they know it's there and they make the time to make it happen. We need to do that same kind of tenacity on the good side and say, you know what? I have to do self-care today. I've learned the hardest of ways. If you know my story, you know I've learned the hardest of ways to do extreme levels of, and now I do extra extreme levels of self-care because if I don't look after myself, and if we don't look after ourselves first, it's not instead of, I make that distinction. It's not instead of looking after my responsibilities. It's not look after myself first, screw everybody else. That's not the deal. It's look after myself first so that I can show up the way I need to, want to, and I have responsibilities around me. I need to be able to show up for them. But I got to look after myself first. And if we don't, we get sick and then we reap the benefit of that, consequences of that, which is what's happening for me. Anyway, all right, I got to take another quick break, pay some more bills, but I want to do another quick shout out to Jose Escobar. Check out the Connected Leaders Academy membership to take your business to the next level. This is the perfect tribe to learn, grow, and connect like never before. The Connected Leaders Academy tribe brings together some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. Set up a virtual coffee with Jose Escobar today, and you can reach him at theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. Again, theentrepreneursbookshelf.com. If you can't find him, reach out to me at thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com, and I'll connect you to him. We can hook you up. Incredible organization, incredible community, really high level entrepreneurs. You want to grow? You need to surround yourself with other high level humans. You become the average, not the high level, the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. Who do you spend most of your time with? Think about that as we go to break right here. Don't forget to pause and breathe, to ground yourself and to focus. We'll be right back. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. Don't go anywhere.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
The Connected Leaders Academy is the #1 fastest growing networking community for entrepreneurs. CLA assembles high-level leaders, titans of industry, and business owners under one roof. If you're an entrepreneur looking to grow personally, professionally, scale your influence, develop skills, and expand your network exponentially, the CLA is where you need to be. Want on to more podcasts and shows, speak on more stages, sell more books, products, and services, get more leads, referrals, acquire new clients, develop lifelong friendships, and more. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. Contact Jose Escobar on Facebook or check out www.claglobalsummit.com for more information.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're talking about today, we're talking about the only way out is through. So keep going. The only way out, the only way we're going to get through life is to go through it. It's a process. And if we don't do the process, we're robbing ourselves. Because a lot of times it's the process that gives us the bits and pieces, right? So the idea is this: we're going to go through the experiences anyway, right? If we go back to the 10%, 90%, 10% what happens to me, 90% how I respond to that, then going through that 10% of the experience, I'm going to go through that anyway. I'm going to have hard anyway. I might as well learn a lesson and get something positive out of that experience. Always looking for the positive. It doesn't mean the things are easy. It doesn't mean there's not emotions that are anger and frustration and all the different bits. We're going to have that. For sure we are. But we're always looking for that positive thing. Where is the lesson in this situation? What am I supposed to learn? Because you know what? I fully believe we get from source, I call it Papa, but source, universal intelligence, however you want to describe it. We get a bump or we get a suggestion. Hey, this is something maybe you want to look at or something we want to do. And if we pay attention to that, great. If you're like me, you didn't pay attention to that. So then Papa gives me a nudge. Source gives us a nudge. Hey, this might be something you want to do. Hey, pay attention. You're going to need it. And if you're smart, you listen to that and modify. I was not that guy. For most of my life, I wasn't that guy, right? 2x4 and a rhino. And if you want to know what that is, go back to my first episode. But so you get a nudge. That doesn't work. Great. So then I get a shove. For some people, and most people are smart enough to take the shove and go, wow, wait. I need to pay attention. If you're like me, you're a 2x4 method learner. A lot of your life, it's way better than it used to be. But for those of us that are 2x4 method, once the shove comes and we don't pay attention, we get a 2x4 on the side of the head and go, and life just drops us on our butt, which is what happened to me. Flat on my back for 2 years, flat on my back. Why? Because I didn't look at the experiences I was having and learn from them as I went along instead of, which made things easier, which would have made things easier. It didn't make things easier. It would have if I paid attention, but I didn't. So we're going to go through those experiences anyway. Learn the lesson. Don't be in such a hurry to get through. We want so much to get through it quick. Hey, I got to get through it quick. I want to get through this experience quick. Sometimes it's sitting in that experience and learning to be. Learning to be. One of the conversations I had with a client this week was one that said, hey, who are you being? Who am I being? When we meet new people, we ask them and throw in the chat. Do you say this? Most of us say, hey, what do you do? And because we connect our identity to what we do, because that's easier, right? There's no commitment to that, and that's acceptable socially. I can say, hey, I'm a car guy. Hey, I'm a coach. Hey, I'm an entrepreneur. Hey, I'm a business owner. Hey, we connect our identity to that, but that is not who we are. What we do is not who we are. So I had started, and once in a while I'll say to people, lots of times I'll say to people, hey, who you be? And we kind of chuckle about that at the beginning because we're like, wow, that's kind of baffed grammar. That's messed up grammar. But I want to know, hey, who are you being? Who are you? Most people can't answer that question. I ask a lot of people, almost everybody, instead of saying, hey, how are you today? I say, hey, what are you creating today that's bringing you closer to your definite major purpose? And lots of times I have no idea. Whoa, that'll take some thought. Great question. I haven't heard that before. I haven't really given it any thought. We wonder why we don't have any direction and we struggle and we're frustrated, right? Who are we being? A lot of times we're not even showing up 100% authentically as ourselves. So then we're playing a character. We're living up to somebody else's expectation of us or who we think we're supposed to be. Well, now we go, okay, so how is that person supposed to respond to this situation? We need to get back to understanding, who are we being? Who am I really truly? What does that look like? Like when I get quiet and everything is gone, I'm not live streaming anymore. I'm not on my show. I'm not with clients. I'm not with my family. I'm looking in the mirror all by myself in the dark when I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm alone. And quiet with me. Who am I? Who am I being? Because that's going to the very heart of keep going. There's the only way out is to go through. But the easiest way to do that, the easiest way to get through is to be me. 100% authentically Gordon D. Melville. And I can tell you right now, if you like that, great. I love that. If you don't resonate with Gordon D. Melville and the way I talk and the way I bring myself and show myself and who I am, that's great too. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. I can stand independently in my own empowerment and go, you know what, I'm going to be me. And if you like that, great. And if you don't like that, great. I'm not caught up in everybody else's opinion of who I should be or what they think of what I'm doing. I don't need approval. Neither do you. Your journey's for you. You hear me say that all the time. Your journey is for you, not for anybody else. And sometimes, I want to put this out there. A butterfly. I've seen illustrations with a butterfly where when they're a chrysalid, right? They go from caterpillar to butterfly. When they're in the chrysalid, right? They're in their cocoon thing, and they're in the caterpillar is in there, and they're struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling to get out of that because they're literally dying and reforming as a butterfly. They go from a caterpillar to the butt, right? But sometimes they struggle so hard. And you find that little chrysalid, and there's stories of people that, okay, and sometimes it's children, sometimes it's adults, but they're trying to help it out. So they think they're helping it out. So they try and break it open a little. Look, he's fighting so hard. Let me help it. And they try and help it out. They shouldn't be, because that kills it. Speeding up that process for that caterpillar will not allow it to become what it's supposed to be in a butterfly. We think we're helping. We think we're speeding up the process. Life hack. We got something that'll make it quicker. We're hurting ourselves in the long run because we're not allowing ourselves to become what we're supposed to become by the process, by the challenges, embracing the challenges. Don't shortcut. Do not shortcut. You want to be a champion? A champion, not just a high performer, a champion. It begins with mindset. It begins with what you feel your worth and value is. That's where it all begins. You want a more explanation on that? Let me know. And watch some of my episodes. I talk about it in them, but you want your worth and value to understand it really, truly. And then you want it to grow from there. You want your mindset to grow out of that. A championship mindset. And a championship workout doesn't begin until there's pain. Everything up to the point where there's pain doesn't count. For a champion, their workout starts once there's pain. Once it starts to really burn and hurt, that's when the championship levels start. Right? You watch boxing or UFC, right? MMA, mixed martial arts. Regular fights are 3 rounds, 3 5-minute rounds, but they call the championship rounds 4 and 5. So for championship, or there's a title on the line and there's a world championship on the line, they'll go for 5 rounds of 5 minutes. But they talk about those championship rounds. Why? Because a lot of the fighters can't go more than 3 rounds. They have to work up to those championship rounds. They have to work up to that. But if their mindset doesn't let them get there, it doesn't matter. If they'll never, ever, ever get past 3rd round because they don't have a championship mindset. Get a championship mindset. Embrace that pain. Become immune to the pain. Running at 212, we talked about success is a choice. Choose success and then commit, and then live up to the commitment. My wife and I have been married 31 years on Monday of this week. We made that commitment in front of God and our families and in front of a bunch of our friends 31 years ago. We're still living up to that commitment every day. 31 years later, we're still living up to that commitment. make the commitment, make the choice to be successful, and then commit to yourself, be under covenant with yourself to get there. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you're feeling my heart. And if this stuff resonates with you, if you're hearing and you're going, wow, this makes sense to me. I need more of this. I need to hear more of this. You can hire me as a one-on-one coach or a mentor. You can hire me to and ask. I've got some programs coming. Boxed Inside Out is a men's program that I put a dozen men in, and that's going to start. There's a new one starting the beginning of July, probably the end of the beginning of the second week of July. And that will be 2 90-minute sessions every other week for 4 months. And it's a ridiculously low price compared to what it would be if you hired me as your one-on-one coach. But you plug into something like that. If this resonates and you want me to talk to your church group or your community or your whatever it is, you want me to share some of this, I can be hired out for that too. Plug in with me, reach out to me. I've got sponsorship opportunities. If this makes sense to you, I'm looking for people that are going to join hands with me and go, Gord, let's get this message out. 10 million men, improving the lives of 10 million men by raising their EQ. It burns in my belly. I have to be able to get there, and I will. I'll get there. And 10 again, championship round, right? 10 million is not the target. 10 million is the jump point. We'll start to count at 10 million, but I need help to get there. And if you want to help, you want to be part of this movement, you want to be part of what I'm doing, reach out to me, thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com, and I'll connect with you and talk about there's a bunch of different opportunities for sponsorship on different levels and different things and different ways we can help with that and different ways you can help with that. But please engage. It's not just about me talking, we're on 450 platforms. We're live streaming all over the place. It's not about just putting it all out there. I need engagement. I need people reaching out to me and going, Gord, and positive or negative. Gord, I think you're full of poop. That's great. No problem. I'll have that conversation. I would encourage that conversation because it means growth. Anyway, I got to take a quick break. Don't forget, don't go anywhere. We're going to wrap up and do our call to action after the break, but don't forget to pause and breathe. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for spending some of your valuable, limited resource of time with me today. I appreciate it more than you know. And if you haven't heard it yet today, I love you. I love you. Big hugs. We're going to break. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville, on Inspired Choices Network.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Long-Bearded Guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Just real quick, Everybody get asked all the time if I use special ingredients or product on my beard. I do. And I want to talk about, just real quick, I want to do a quick shout out for the Beard Struggle is the name of the company that provides the product, and they don't provide it. I buy it from them. I would love them to provide it. But the Beard Struggle, it's Voxter Beard Growth Accelerator. If you're trying to grow your beard and it's patchy or it's not as full as you'd like it to be, incredible product. I've been using it for 2 months, and it's much thicker across where I've been putting it. So big shout out to the Beard Struggle. Incredible product, incredible smells. Some of their stuff is really good. I really enjoy it. So wrapping today, we've been talking about the only way out is through. So keep going. The only way out, we're not going to get out of this adventure alive. That's just the long and short of it. So we have to go through it. So keep going, keep pushing. Don't pray for an easier life. Pray to be stronger. Pray to go, you know what? I'm going to step up and just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. I'm going to become immune to the pain. I'm going to choose to be in a space where I'm choosing to have those challenges. I'm choosing to be successful. And then I'm going to live up to that commitment and step into that and really push as I go forward. No guts, no glory. Understand you're going to go through the hard stuff anyway. Learn something from it. Don't just let it go by. Don't waste the opportunity to grow. Don't be in such a hurry. Sit with the process. Understand that's where some of the learning and growth and wisdom and maturity comes from, is being in it. And if you're not experiencing new challenges constantly, you're probably not pushing hard enough. Push harder. If you want to grow. If you don't want to grow and you're good where you are, then great. But I suspect the fact that you're still here means you're trying to grow. You're trying to intentionally get better and become more. And so, you know what? You have to keep putting yourself out there. The call to action this week: commit to yourself, under covenant with yourself, to embrace the challenges, the dirt, right? The hard stuff. No more excuses. Yes, I can. Say it with me, write it in your journal. Yes, I can. I'm committing to myself. I'm going to do whatever it takes, legally, morally, to get where I have to go, where I want to go. Commit to yourself. I'm going to show up 100% authentically as me. And if that causes challenges, great. That's okay. It's okay. It's all right. And again, you've heard me say it. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to struggle. It's just not okay to stay there. It's not okay to just sit in and wallow in it. Find somebody, get a mentor, get a coach, read a book, watch a video, listen to an amazing podcast, not just mine, anybody. Listen to really good stuff. Plug yourself in. There's lots of, I don't have the capital. There's lots of places to do that for free. Plug in. And if you can do it and you have the capital, you know what? People say, well, education's expensive. Try ignorance. Way more expensive in so many other ways. Way other ways that have nothing to do with dollars and cents even. Join me next week, Friday, July 7th, same time, same happy place. We're going to talk next week about giving grace, not excuses, especially to yourself. Give grace, but not excuses, especially to yourself. Bring your friends, bring men in your life, bring women, bring everybody to listen so they can plug in. Same Inspired Choices Network, wherever you're plugging in. If you're watching from Facebook, you're watching from YouTube, you're watching from our own station, Inspired Choices Network.tv, wherever you're watching from, reach out to me. Let me know you're watching. Let me know you're watching from. Let me know what you appreciated or what you want to hear more of or what you didn't like. Challenge. It's okay. I'm good with it. I'm okay with that. My ego is not so fragile. I can't be challenged. Well, happy to discuss. And commit to be under covenant with yourself. And then if you want to share that, by all means, thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. You want to share that with somebody? Share it with me. You want to share it with your friends? Share it with somebody. But please do not tell your great, big, massive goals. Do not tell your great, big, massive ideas for your life to small-minded people, because that'll kill it. Find somebody that's a cheerleader for you, somebody that pom-poms and wants you to succeed. Tell them, because they'll encourage you. They'll celebrate your success. And you want to surround yourself with people like that. And if you're not, get connected to people like that. Reach out to Jose. Connected Leaders Academy, great place to surround yourself. This week, make it. You have the power. Make it another great week. I love you again. Massive, massive hugs. If you haven't heard today, I love you. It's not I want you, it's agape. You're a human, I'm a human. I love you. Live abundantly and with intention this week. And we'll see you next week for giving grace, but not excuses, especially to yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning into the Long Bearded Guy Show. You are appreciated and loved. Gordon D. Melville returns Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, make it another great week, leading with love, powerfully designing, crafting, and living out your positively impactful legacy life